Hey everyone, Shabim here and welcome to another video in our series showcasing some of the best young high potential players you can buy in a FIFA 19 Road to Glory career mode. Now I prefix this video as always by saying that some of the players I'll buy in my career mode might not be available in yours and vice versa. So if I do miss anyone, please do drop them down in the comment section down below just to help out myself and of course anybody else watching this video. Right, without further ado, let's have a look at our centre backs. Right, let's make sure this is sorted in the way I want it sorted. It is now, by the looks of it. Right, first off, we have got Brandon Cooper from Swansea City. 2-star skill moves at 3-star weak foot. He has a current ability of 60 with a potential of 80. So, pretty handy. Hits that magical 80 mark, which the majority of the players in this video will. And as you can see, standing tackle and sliding tackle, 67 and 66 respectively, and good heading ability as well. So I think he's a pretty handy player, to be honest. And if we look at what the scout has to say, you can't moan at 350 to 460,000, can you? That's actually a really, really good deal. Especially if you can utilise your trades very well, you could pick this guy up for virtually on a free transfer. And definitely I think someone I'll be using in my Road to Glory career mode. So next we're going to look at Andres Felipe Balanta. He is available from Deportivo Cali in Colombia. Between 350 and 460,000 pounds. He's only on a wage of 880 as well now, so his wages will be pretty low demand as well. Current of 60, again potential of 80. A very useful player. I like the look of this lad, to be honest. 2-star skill moves, 3-star weak foot. I don't know why you'd want skill moves as a centre back, but some people are into that sort of stuff, I suppose. Pretty decent all-round physical attributes. Nothing outstanding, nothing terrible. We go into the more technical side. He's not fantastic. He's got 62 standing tackle, 59 slide tackles. I think he's someone you probably would have to train quite a bit. It looks like he's actually got better physical attributes than Cooper, but not as great technical attributes. So, yeah, training should be pretty easy for this guy to sort of boost him up very, very quickly. And he can play CDM as well, should you need him to. Next up, then, we have Ozan Kabak, the Turk from Galatasaray. Again, another very good offer between 340 and 420,000 pounds. Now this guy has got a current ability of 60 and a potential of 80, very similar to the last two as well. If we look at his ability, 2-star skill moves, 3-star weak foot. Again, pretty interesting physical attributes. The one thing that sort of scares me a bit is that 48 acceleration. I think that if you're playing against faster teams, this guy is really going to get caught if someone tries to get behind the defensive line. So that could be a little worry. I think maybe playing as a CDM might be better for this guy, just so he's got people behind him so that pace doesn't catch him out too much. That does worry me somewhat, I must say. But apart from that, decent standing tackle, decent sliding tackle, decent head and accuracy. I think he does need some work, but he does have a high potential. So, you know what, for that sort of value, I think he's worth the risk if you've got the money knocking around. Next up on our list then we have, oh my god, Abdusamed Kanuku. I don't know if that's right or not, but that's what I'm going for. Again, another player from Galatasaray, again as well. Well, actually no, not again. 60 current potential of 79. So not quite as high as the other guys, but again, a decent value, 340 to 420. Again, an absolute steal, especially if you can pull off a trade deal on this one. Again, can play CDM and centre back, so pretty versatile. 2-star skill moves, 2-star weak foot. Again, abilities, his acceleration's better than his predecessor Kabak, but his aggression's actually pretty high on 75, which I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing, to be honest with you. But again, it's a bit more balanced than Kabak, but he does have good standing and slide tackle ability. Standing tackle of 67, which I think is your main one. So he's, again, I think all these first four players are very, very good options. They just have their weaknesses that you might have to train out of them, I think. Right, we head down to the next player then, who is Francisco Montero. Now, this guy can play left back as well as centre back. Unfortunately, on this career mode, we will have to pay his 940 release fee, which I'm not quite sure is worth it with some of the other players that are available. Like, for example, you could possibly buy 3 of the last 4 players for the same price it would cost you to pay Francisco Montero's release fee. So you could possibly even buy all 4 of them if you're pretty good with your trade deals. So that is an interesting one. I'm not quite sure he's the best option, but if they do turn around and all of a sudden change their mind and want to sell him, you could get him for a lot less than that 940. So he's definitely worth keeping on your shortlist just in case. We'll have a look at his stats then. 2-star skill moves, 3-star weak foot. It surprises me, being a Spaniard who can play left back, I'm surprised he hasn't got more pace, to be honest. 55 acceleration, 58 sprint speed is not fantastic, but his other abilities are okay. Balance, jump, and stamina are all pretty nice. Again, not really amazing in the technical attributes either. He will need a bit of training, I think, to really get him to the level you need him to be, but again, I don't think I would suggest him unless you can get him for a lot cheaper than that 940 release fee. Next up on the list then, we have Federico Gattoni. He is a 61 current ability with an 80 potential. Again, on my career mode, although he's 425k, they're only willing to sell him for the 900 minimum release, which I do not believe is worth it considering the other players we've looked at. But if they do drop their demand, he's definitely someone you could look at getting. 2-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot isn't too bad at all, and he's 6 foot tall, which is pretty decent. High defensive work rate, which is good as well. I'm pressing all the wrong buttons now, as you can probably tell. We look at his physical attributes. They are a lot better than the previous players we've looked at, so he might be a better option. We will look through as well in the technical attributes, and again, there's still a few iffy ones, but the ones that you want, the standing tackle and the slide tackle, are pretty decent. So he is a very good option. If you do have the financial takeover, this guy does look like one of the best options we've looked at so far in the video to get a hold of. Next up then, we have Jan Orel Bisek. Now this guy, according to PJ Tovey, who's been playing this game already, this guy is an absolute tank in defence, a real outstanding player. You can get him for between 450 and 590,000 pounds, which is an absolute steal if you consider that he's a current ability of 61 and his potential is 82. So a really good player to get a hold of and could last you your entire career mode on this playthrough. It looks fantastic, doesn't he? Well, let's have a look at his stats. He's only 17 years old as well, which means he'll progress very, very quickly, I think. Nothing outstanding there. 2-star skill moves, 3-star weak foot. Great strength of 78. Like PJ Tovey said, he's an absolute tank, so he's really bossing that centre-back position. His pace is not fantastic, but it's also not terrible. Standing tackle of 68, sliding tackle of 62 is pretty decent. Marking of 59. I really think that you could get this guy trained up well in the training facility in the career mode, and he would really develop very, very quickly, but definitely someone who I will be buying in my Road to Glory career mode. Next up on our list, we have Umar Solet, or Solet, or however you're going to pronounce that. Now, I've left this guy in here again just for the same reason. His value is 500,000 and he might be available on your career mode. Again, just keep an eye on it, keep him in your transfer hub here, and maybe that will change as you get into January, but he is available on a 1.45 million release fee, which most people aren't going to pay if you are a League 2 team, but again, if you have used the financial takeover, definitely worth it because he's a 62 current with an 82 potential, so one of the best players on this list. As that's really useful, my TV's got off, so I can't see what I'm doing. That's really useful. Thank you very, very much for your energy saving capabilities. Right, we're back. Let's look at his abilities then. 2-star skill moves, 4-star weak foot, which is pretty useful. And 6'4", very, very good for a centre back, isn't it really? Jumping of 72, and all of his stats are not bad, to be honest. His balance isn't great, which is a little bit of a worry for a centre back as well. Maybe quite easily knocked over, I don't know. Standing tackle of 64. Slide tackle of 55 needs a bit of work, but head and accuracy of 71 means he could actually be quite a danger at corners as well in an attacking point of view. So like I said, maybe not the first name you'll go to, but if you can get him for cheaper than that release fee, then definitely worth a look. And plus, if you have also, like I said, got the financial takeover, I think he's definitely an option to go for. Next up, we've got Enrique Clemente from Real Zaragoza. He is a current of 63 with a potential of 79. He's got a value between 450 and 750, which I think again is an absolute steal, especially if you can utilise your trades well to get him even cheaper than that. Actually, he's not bad. Actually, I'm quite happy. I do have an inbuilt thing to try and always get players over 80 potential, but this is he looks like a pretty good player to me. 6 foot tall. Of course, can play centre back as well as covering your left back position as well, so pretty useful there. Again, great jumping. He's got pretty good stats all around. His agility is a little bit iffy, but apart from that, everything's sort of level. Nothing's really outstandingly bad. From this, he's got pretty good long passing and short passing, so probably could be a good ball playing centre back. Standing tackle of 63 and slide tackle of 62, marking of 64. He's probably one of the best centre backs we've looked at so far, but whether it's that potential might put you off. I think value-wise, his value is actually not bad. He does cover that left-back position for you as well. Definitely worth a look if that's the sort of player you're looking for. Next up on the list, I must admit, this player is probably not worth it, to be honest, but I wanted to put him on here because he was one of my favourite players from FIFA 18. Carlos Cueta, Colombian from Atlético Nacional, centre-back. A value between 770 and 1.15 million. You could get him for a lot cheaper, like I keep saying, if you utilise your trade deals well. Current of 64, potential of 79. Still a pretty good potential, to be honest with you, and a player who I will look at trying to get if we can get a good trade deal, but I don't think I want to pay that much cash for him, to be honest. If we look at his abilities, 2-star skill moves, 3-star weak foot, pretty standard for defenders. But look at those physical attributes, great mate. Acceleration, sprint speed, agility, jumping and strength all in the greens, and balanced stamina and reactions in the oranges, which is not bad at all. The best physically natural player we've seen so far in this list. Head and accuracy is 69, short pass 66, standing tackle of 65 and slide tackle of 65 as well. I think he's definitely a fantastic player, to be honest. It's just down to whether you're willing to pay that much money for a player, and he has a 79 potential. But really, I think he's very overpowered for this division, and using those physical attributes, he could be an outstanding centre-back for you in League 2. And the last player on our centre-back list is going to be Trevor Chalobah. Centre-back, but could also play CDM as well. Available between 990,000 and 1.35 million. But again, with your trade deals, could be a lot better. He's got a current ability of 65 with potential of 81. So he's going to be a pretty good player for any League 2 team. That 65 rating is generally pretty good for that division. If we look at his attributes, he's a 2-star, 3-star. 6'3", again, pretty strong. Sprint speed of 73, strength of 72, so pretty good all-rounder as well. Balance and agility are a little bit iffy, but I think as long as he's got that strength and that sprint speed, it's the best things for centre-backs, I think. If you look at his other abilities as well, 66 standing tackle, 62 slide tackle, 62 short passing, 61 head and accuracy, 64 marking, good dribbling as well. So he can play centre-back or centre defensive midfield, so he's a pretty useful player in any position for you there. And I feel like he would be a very, very good player, and someone who I'm going to look to try and buy on my career mode. So on my career mode, I think I'll look for Chalobah, I'll look for Cueta, and probably Pablo Abalanza, Kabak as well. I think those top three. At the value they are, I think they're absolute steals, to be honest, so I think I'll definitely go for them. But of course, if you want to see how any of these players do play, then please do check out our career mode on the channel. We're taking MK Dons from League 2 all the way to take over the world. If you have enjoyed this video, please do hit a like and of course subscribe if you would like to see some more. I've been Shabby Gamer, thank you much for watching, and I'll see you very, very soon for another video showcasing the best young talent you can buy on FIFA 19 for a League 2 Road to Glory career mode. Bye!